Yo, vatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So it's July 4th. Just wanted to wish you guys a happy holiday, a happy birthday to this great country we all live in. If you live in, of course, if you live in America, the United States, you gotta be appreciative of what this country has to offer and what it gives you. The people here that live in the United States, we're privileged, all right? You know, this growing trend of bashing your country has been, I don't know, it's just, I don't understand it. A lot of people that live here that enjoy all the perks of living in the United States, it just baffles me to see, you know, to live outside, of course, to experience what it is to live outside of the United States, and to, I don't know, it's just bizarre. I find it amusing that a lot of the folks that, you know, talk smack about this country, I mean, I'm not trying to get too political here, but you got to be appreciative of what you have, the freedoms you have, the ability to, you know, bash the country you live in, to say that you hate it, even though you know, you get all the perks. Overall, you know, compared to other countries, we are better off, even though people keep on looking back to our history, and I just don't get it. I mean, we're trying to move forward here in this country, but politicians, the government, they want people to be split. They want people to fight each other, even though a lot of the history is that. It's history, but a lot of people are just too salty about it, or I don't know what it is. You can't enjoy this country because of its roots. I don't understand it, but you know, when this country started, we had those fundamentals of other countries, of UK, of, you know, England. We had their foundation, and when the country was started, when the Declarations of Independence was started and it was written, we started getting rid of those practices and of those fundamentals. You know, the country, not we, but the country abolished slavery. They changed a lot of different things. Everybody was equal, and we see that now. And like I said, it just takes time to see those things, to see, you know, all those rights that we have now. The country was completely different from 1776. All right, like I said, we had the common practices of England. So it took a while to kind of, you know, get away from those things, and that's where you got the Civil War. And just like I said, it's a history, and this country's better for it. There isn't a country like the United States. We have millions of people coming into the country, risking life and limb to get here, to get away from socialism, to get away from communism. People are coming here. Like I said, they're risking life and limb to get here. And I don't know, I just, you know, the media, the way they paint this country, and the foundation this country was found on slavery, it was found on discrimination, and like I said, all of that has been abolished, most of it. All right, I'm not gonna say the country isn't 100% non-racist. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. All right, it's always going to be everywhere. It's going to be a part of it, but I don't know, just when I grew up, I never heard of any of this stuff. You know, I don't know, I think the millennials is probably the best generation to grow up in. Man, it's crazy what I see, what kids are learning and what kids are going up against. And of course, you have the internet, you have social media, you have a lot of this stuff where, you know, viral posts claiming a lot of things. I mean, you have a lot of people, a lot of strong influence, celebrities. They're pushing, of course, a narrative that this country is worse than ever. You believe that? I saw this somewhere in the news. people were claiming that that the country is far worse than the 80s and the 70s. That is nuts. Than the 60s. That is nuts when it comes to, you know, racism and all this other stuff. Like I said, when I grew up, elementary, junior, I think I didn't start seeing, I guess, a hint of racism until high school. I don't know, but and I had classmates from all different colors. That's, you know, I think that's what some of these people fail to realize when we're talking about Americans. Like I said, if you're a citizen, if you're born here, the privilege and all this other stuff, I guess that's just the way I see it. We're just Americans. You're not African, you're not Asian American, African American, or whatever. If you're an American, you're born here, or you have citizenship or whatever, you are an American. That's it. I think I said this last year. I think that's where you know, people paint themselves, or they put themselves in a group, and they just look for something that isn't there. It just, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's just, you know, media. It's, you know, the rich folks, the elites, the 1% that wants us fighting and bickering, so that, you know, so they can take advantage of us. Look at the cost of living. Look at, you know, food prices. All of this stuff's going on, and we're talking about, you know, we're talking about racism and discrimination and stuff like that, when we should be talking about the cost of living, the value of the dollar not being there what it used to be. I was in the market, like I said, I've been mentioning in my videos, I was in a market, I was able to afford a house, you know, back in 2019, 2020, but I didn't want to live in a specific area. I should have. I missed my opportunity. I should have just bought the house. Now, and, you know, only 2 years later, and the whole housing market is just, like I said, man, there's just so many things that are going on. And of course, the politicians, Congress, they keep on kicking the can down the hill. Instead of fixing the issues, they just keep printing more money. They keep on delaying, of course, evictions. And I just think it's crazy how they keep on raising the rates, and they want, you know, economic disaster, but they don't want their donors to feel it. So they're printing more money, they're bailing out Wall Street, they're bailing out the bankers. But what's going to happen once it gets to the people? They're not going to bail those folks out, just like 2008. Isn't that just, ain't that some BS? Isn't that some BS? All right, we saw the banks starting to fail. They bailed them out. They printed billions of dollars when they had stopped, you know? As soon as the bank started failing because of what they're doing, it's just, they want disaster. They want people losing their jobs. They want people losing their houses. But they don't want their donors to feel the pressure or, you know, the downfall of their policies. They don't. So this is what they do. This is what they do. They bailed out, like I said, they bailed out Wall Street. They injected trillions of dollars into Wall Street. They injected billions of dollars into these failing banks. But once it comes to the people, you know, the layoffs, all this other stuff, just like I said, just like before, they're not going to do anything. They're going to let people lose their houses. They're going to let people lose their jobs. And they're going to keep on bailing out these corporations. Their donors, like I said, they're going to keep on doing it. Just like the PP loans, all that other stuff. And people keep on pointing that it's one party, it's, you know, it's the Republicans or it's the Democrats, whatever. It's both of them. That's what people don't understand when they pass these relief, you know, the relief, COVID relief policies. That's, you know, that's what happened. Everybody got loans. You guys, I remember on social media. I believe even the Lakers applied, and they got approved for hundreds of millions of dollars for the PP loans, the COVID relief stuff for the businesses. And now now Congress has voted to forgive a lot of those loans. And a lot of people in Congress, a lot of the senators and all those other folks, they actually got money off of that because they have businesses. It's all corrupt. It's just BS. And like I said, it's both of them. It's both sides. I don't care. The whole system's corrupt, and they're the ones that are making the laws, and they're taking advantage of it. And of course, we have the donors that are putting up their budgets, their funding, their runs, their campaigns, they're funding everything. And of course, they get a little kickback at the end. They get policies to help them out, like what's going on with Airbnb and the motels and the hotels. And of course, you get the school choice stuff. You have the school unions putting up funding for their campaigns, and then they're getting rid of some of those policies. They're not letting people get the school choice. It's all intertwined. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, same thing. What happened with PG&E? He got funding, and now, some of those forest fires that happened, people are not getting paid out for losing their little towns. And all right, you know what? Even with everything that's going on, I don't know. I mean, like I said, we're privileged. I live here in California, one of the most taxed states in the country, with a lot of failed policies. There's, of course, Joe Rogan just mentioned that a lot of the people that are working here to resolve the homelessness, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I just saw it in one of the Portland, Oregon employees, or the city employee that's in charge of resolving their homelessness. She makes 6 figures a year. And of course they're not going to fix it. This is just a video where I just ramble and rant, I guess. I don't know. It's just, like I said, I'm in the market for a house. I'm ready to move in and get a garage and, be able to set up some kind of a studio. But right now, like I said, even with money saved up, with the rate hikes going up because of all the stupid policies that we've been seeing, all the money they've been printing, billions of dollars to other countries to protect their borders, and man, I just think it's amazing. Look at all that stuff right there. There's a lot of that stuff all throughout the city of San Jose, California, SoCal. A lot of people, and it's just the cost of living going up, and people don't put 2 to 2 together. The politicians are saying it's corporations. The corporations, they don't say anything. And at the same time, it's like, okay, you're being elected to resolve the issue, and all you could do is tweet or complain on the news, on the mainstream media, is complain about the corporations. Like, so why are you getting elected if you can't resolve it? And at the same time, these corporations are donating to these politicians. And they're saving face by saying, hey, it's not us, it's them. And then at the same time, they're setting policies where, they raise rates, they set, caps, they set fees. And, they have to get permits. They have to just, they're setting all these extra corporation taxes, and people don't realize, hey, those same corporate taxes, they're passing them down to their consumers. It's just, and people just think, oh yeah, it's the corporations. I guess, what, part of it is corporations, but part of it is also the government and these politicians. They're all in it together. And like I said, you elect these folks to fix these issues, and then they just end up making it worse, and nothing gets resolved. Billions of dollars spent on improving, you know. Look at all this right here. I'm telling you, it's all over this whole area. You know, you have more folks living in tents. You know, all they do is complain, and these corporations are making more and more. Why is this guy leaning over to the right? All these corporations are making millions of profits and all this other BS. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to say happy July 4th to all you guys, and you know, thanks for watching, and I guess thanks for hearing me rant and ramble about this stuff. I'm ready to move out of California, but man, it's just the housing market is just overinflated like crazy, or who knows, maybe it's just all the printing that we've been doing these last 3 years. You know, these last 2 years, 3 years, all the money they've printed, trillions, what was it, $12 trillion? And then all the printing of, all the secret printing that they've been doing, you know, that they've been injecting into Wall Street. So, I don't know. I think it's all, of course, the recession as well, you know, it's all part, it's a little bit of everything. You know, the recession, CEOs are trying to inflate the prices, the profits to prepare for the recession. They're laying off folks, and then yet they're raising the prices. The prices for goods and services are going up because I believe they're making a cushion. They're making a cushion for the companies for the recession, so they could be ready and so they could, you know, remain open. So it's all, you know, it's all intertwined, all of it. Of course, I still believe we are, you know, we're lucky to live here. Like I said, I you know, I'm appreciative. I work hard. Everybody I know, you know, we all work hard. We all give it 110%, for most of us. You know, there's people out there that are just looking for hand-me-outs, and they're looking for, the government should, I'm going to go back into ranting. The government should take care of this, the government should provide. It's like, guys, you see that the government is, you know, 35 trillion. We are, man, the government can't even manage the books. They can't even manage the budget. And you want the government more involved? Nothing. It's just, man. All right, positive notes. Like I said, I've been out there. I've been outside of the United States. I've seen, you know, I've seen what it is to live outside of the United States. People, like I said, people that have lived here their whole lives, they've never seen it. They don't know, you know, real poverty. They don't know what, you know, what people are really going through outside of the United States. And that's the reason why folks are, like I said, risking life and limb to get here. I was supposed to say something positive. Like I said, we are privileged. All right, we have a lot of freedoms. You could complain all you want about how much you hate this country. You can put out stupidity, like I said, on social media. You can do a lot of things. You have a lot of freedoms. Unfortunately, recently, with this new administration, you've been losing some of those freedoms. You have social media taking away your right to, you know, freedom of speech. People are self-censoring. This is what they want, of course. You have, what is this person doing? You have, what was I going to say? I already forgot what I was going to say. That guy just kind of threw me off, cutting me off like that. It's a good thing I'm riding slow. I'm not going too fast. You have to be cautious. That's just, you know, you gotta stay vigilant. You gotta make sure people don't realize. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, I mean, social media, governments reaching out to social media to, you know, to stop folks. Recently, I just saw Who was it? I think it was some Congress politician was talking about probably banning people that don't comply with the message from social media. I mean, that's what Twitter was doing. I was shadow banned for a long time on Twitter. Shadow banned for a very, very long time. I think I'm still shadow banned, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, recently I've been losing a lot of those freedoms with freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and of course, government mandates. I've been trying to, get another career going. I've been trying to better myself, but here in my county, Santa Clara, if you're not vaccinated, like myself, I'm not vaccinated. There's limits. All right, there's limitations of where you can go and what job positions you could take. Here in Santa Clara County, clowning. Yeah, Santa Clara County, you have to have your vaccinations. So, man, I don't know. It's getting tough. But like I said, if you're living in the States, you're still better off than most folks outside of the United States. I was talking to some lady last week, and she was just telling me she's been traveling quite a bit. She just came back, and she was just telling me how privileged we are to live here in the United States, and I 100% agreed with her. Just the healthcare system, even though it's bad, and there's a lot of Americans without healthcare, and I mean every country is going to have its issues. A lot of countries is going to have some problems. Every country has their issues. Every country has their problems. I mean, it's everywhere. No country is perfect. Like I said, every country is going to have its issues. You see France, what they're going through right now. Germany's going through some stuff with energy. I believe Sweden is going through some issues with farming or something like that. I mean, every country's dealing with it. It's just rough times right now, and not one country's perfect, but I think we're better off in the United States as of right now. We're better off right now than most. So just hey, if you live in the States, show your appreciation, be grateful, count your blessings. Like I said, man, I'm thankful. All right, both my kids are healthy, both my boys, my family, for the most part, we're doing good. Like I said, just count your blessings, say thanks, happy birthday to America, and just stay out there, stay safe. Sorry if the video was a little negative, sorry if I started ranting, but I don't know. Last year's July 4th video was a little bit more positive. It just maybe it's just how everything's going on right now for the middle class. It just seems like, man, we're getting poorer and poorer. I don't know. I mentioned last year, hey, I'm thankful. If I wasn't living in this country, I'd probably be, getting my way over here. I've been trying to, I probably would be trying to get in here like most folks. All right. I mentioned it last year. A person making minimum wage here in the United States is making more money than a dentist running his own practice, his or her own practice outside of the United States. I have family in Mexico still. My cousin's married to a dentist. He runs his own practice, and I was just curious. Hey, how much do you make? And once he told me, I just kind of thought to myself, that's actually less than what a person, you know, making minimum wage makes. Of course, the cost of living is different over there. You know, minimum wage here in California, you still can't buy anything. Rent here in San Jose, you're looking at about, depending on, of course, where you're looking at, but typically minimum $1,900 for a small little space. The median rent out here is about $2,600 here in San Jose. So even if you're making minimum wage $15.50, you know, we're going to raise it to 50 cents, raise it by 50 cents, $15.50. You know, you still can't afford rent at those rates, but you're making more than, you know, than most folks out in different countries, like I said, running their own practice. So oh man, I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments. Share your you know, July 4th celebration plans. I'm just gonna, you know, hang out with the family. We'll probably go to the in-laws and just enjoy the festivities. And like I said, just be grateful that we live in this country, even though, you know, even though my blood is Mexican, Chicano. You know, just be grateful, count our blessings. You know, just grateful that we live in this beautiful country, and grateful for what other folks have sacrificed, what people have given up for our freedoms. You know, everything, man. It's just man, I don't know. Like I said, I just find it odd that how the kids are coming up. You know, these kids are growing up hating this country. I just don't understand it. You know, folks, like I said, celebrities, a lot of people with influence are talking about it. You know, I don't want to repeat myself anymore, but you know, the history's in the history. We got to move forward. This country's better off than it was, you know, 30, 40, 60 years ago, 200 years ago. This country's better off. There's still, you know, we're still growing, we're still moving up, there's been progress. And we got to look at ahead of us. We got to stop looking behind us. We got to stop looking in the rear view. You know, there's nothing back there. There's nothing back there. There's always going to be issues. Not one country's perfect. Not any country's perfect. Just count your blessings and be grateful that you're an American. I know you guys stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.